Morning to you. um, yeah. So, I just woke up from what is quite possibly the worst dream I've ever had in my life. Um, actually, I had quite a few disturbing dreams last night. Um, but I'll cut to the chase and tell you the one I just woke up from that I found to be extremely disturbing. Um, so I'm inside of an apartment, and this apartment is this apartment is it's up against a waterfront, and I think that there was like a power plant on one side of the apartment. You could look out onto the waterfront, and I think that there was a power plant out in the distance. It seemed like this was in an industrial area. Um, um, uh, and I knew basically because of an earlier part in my dream. Me and this other guy, we knew that a nuclear attack was going to happen. And something in the dream about us being able to somehow stop this nuclear attack from happening. Like either he had to do something or I had to do something. We both knew that this was going to happen. But it was like either he had to do something or I had to do something. It was weird. But in the last part of the dream, here I am. I'm in this red brick apartment complex, and I'm holding my favorite dog in my hand, which is a toy dog, and my other dog was there too, but I wasn't holding him, which was even more disturbing to me. Um, so here I am in this apartment complex, and there's a doctor, um, and I'm on this stairway. Like earlier in the dream, I was there. I could see the parking lot on one side. I could see, um, I could see, uh, the waterfront, and I could tell I was in some sort of, like I said, I could tell I was in some sort of an industrial area. Um, and anyway, so when I was looking out on the waterfront, it was like all foggy, like there was a lot of fog. Um, and so I walk up to this doctor, and I asked him if he knew what would be the best place to go to hide from a nuclear bomb going off nearby. And he was talking with some other people. He was in scrubs too, which is even stranger. You know, here's this dude in an apartment complex talking with these other people. I think one other gentleman and I think a lady were standing on the stair steps with him. And and I'm asking him, "Do you know where's the best place that someone can go in this area to hide from a nuclear attack?" And he just looked at me like he was baffled that I would ask such a question. And in my mind, I knew that if I told this guy that I knew that at 5:25 or at 5:20, 5:25, somewhere in between that time, if I knew that if I told him that I knew that a nuclear bomb was going to go off in the area at 5:20, that him and the other guy would just whoever was there. I knew that they would look at me like I needed psychiatric help. Um, and so I guess I bit the bullet, and I was like, you know what, I need to say something, because if I don't, then I might not get the answer that I'm looking for, which is like, where the fuck can I go to hide and maybe survive a nuclear attack? And so I just told him, I said, look, I said, I can't explain this to you, I can't rationalize it, but a nuclear bomb is going to go off in this area in about 5 minutes, because I was in the apartment complex, and I knew the bomb was going to go off at 5:20. At 5:20 p.m., the bomb was going to go off. And while I'm in the apartment complex, I'm wandering around. Like I said, I looked out the windows, and it was real foggy, and I could see the waterfront. I knew I'm in an industrial area. On the opposite side, I could see the parking lot. Um, in fact, I even went into one of this is strange. When I went into one of the rooms, one of the apartment complexes, rooms, whatever you want to call it. There was Muslim prayer beads hanging in like one of the windows, and I knew that they were Muslim prayer beads. And what's even stranger than that is that earlier in my dream, I'm with that guy that I was telling you about. Me and this other dude, we knew that this bomb was going to go off. Well, he's Jewish, and he was from Israel or something like that. And I was in this car, and we were following behind military vehicles, and there were attacked military canines, and it was strange. It was really strange. That was like earlier in the dream, and I was talking to him, and then we were driving down the road, and there was all these people standing up on the side of these hills, just standing there, like looking off into the distance, like they knew what was about to happen. And as we drove past, they just kind of watched us drive past. And I was asking him, like, why are these people just standing here? And he didn't answer me. He just kind of looked at me like, you should know why they're standing on the side of this hill. We all know that a bomb is about to go off. Like, we're about to die. Yeah. And so anyways, back to being in an apartment. I'm standing in the staircase, and I'm asking this doctor, where can I go, to hide from a nuclear bomb going off? And he's like, looks at me like he's baffled, doesn't understand the question. And I told him, look, I can't explain this to you, but I know that a nuclear bomb is about to go off at 5:20. And you know, I need do you know anywhere that someone can go to hide from this? And he just looked at me, and he's before he could answer, in my dream, before he could answer, he I looked off into the distance throughout the windows, and the nuclear bomb went off. And the center of the explosion wasn't like on the dream in the movies where it's like a bright orangish color. This looked like lava. The explosion looked like lava coming up out of the ground, like a volcano going off, like massively going off. I mean, a huge cone of red, lava-looking type stuff just shot straight up into the sky, and then there was a rolling dark black cloud, and it moved. It Oh my god! In my dream, it moved so fast. It happened literally within 2 seconds of me seeing it. The dark cloud hit the apartment complex, and just before it hit the apartment complex, it was like everything went into slow motion, and I could see the red bricks of the building being blown towards me, basically, like the building was collapsing. And I remember yelling, "Here it comes!" And they turned around and they saw it, and then I ran down the stairs and ran into a hallway. And that's when everything went into slow motion. And the bricks were blowing apart, and then I went back into the adjacent hallway because I had literally just stepped like literally one step into this other long hallway, and I could see the bricks falling apart on the building, and I was on the edge of the building. And so I thought maybe if I go back to this other wall, which because there's a couple walls in between it, from the the outside edge that was against the harbor, maybe it won't blow these bricks out on me. But sure enough, it did. And then that was it. After that, I woke up. Fucking weirdest dream I've ever... That has got to be the scariest, weirdest dream I have ever had in my life. Literally.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Ocean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Ocean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Ocean carriers currently at sea. Hold on. I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusian Army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit.
I guess it didn't save this mission? I already did this mission.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Ocean.
Mage Squadron, Zordi, ASAP.
Yeah, I did this mission last night. Maybe the way that I quit the game, it didn't save it.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Bombs away!
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! What the hell do you mean the nearest aircraft? It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. By enemy aircraft. We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
Vehicle down.
Target lock. Fire.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Go get some fighters. The whole base is gone. Get the fighters out there. Protect the radar vehicle.
And that's gotta be like the shittiest dream I've ever had in my life.
We need interceptors now.
That shit was scary.
Missile incoming!
Missile.
Shit. Where are the damn interceptors?
Fox 2. H2, target destroyed. Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Enemy's airstrikes have fallen. We're done for!
The enemy has a lock on you, H2.
Enemy has entered clouds in pursuit. Break, do it!
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. Push the plan forward too fast. These are too far from Allied territory.
H2, Fox 2.
Lockdown bandit. Do we really have interceptors? They're still pounding us.
Locked.
All aircraft, residential area is below you.
The enemy has a lock on you, H2.
Missile.
Missile in the air, evade now!
Bandit destroyed.
Missile.
Fox 2. Breaking, I need to evade. Got it. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Damn it.
Hostiles have a lock. Rename over clear ground. Call 3, you have to bail out now.
Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now. Warning, bandit on your 6. Hell yeah, hostile has been eliminated. Okay, let's completely blind those bastards. Call 3, Trigger, there's one more to go.
Missile. Missile.
Attack missed.
Fox 2, Fox 2.
I've got him in my sights. They're losing it after their allies on the ground were taken out. Can't say I blame them.
You're being locked onto. Missile closing. Evade.
Braves, you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus. Fire anti-air guns! Now! Bandit in my sights.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
Hello 1, Box 2. No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Redo the setup. H2, they have a lock on you. Here's some feedback for those
minutes remaining.
Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
Mage 2, vehicle destroyed. Target eliminated.
Locked on.
Launch preparations complete. Sorry. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch. Away. What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Spotted, Cloud. There's no doubt about it. We're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down.
Shit.
These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G-turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Column 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones. Column 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out. It doesn't matter? He's saying the war could change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning.
Locked.
I'm glued to this one. Golem Squadron, surround them. It didn't connect.
Missile away. Don't ice up in there.
Feels like a ride on a roller coaster up here. Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Golem Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
3 enemies to go.
Mage 2, walking.
Crap. The aircraft is icing up. I'm getting a warning.
Get out of the clouds, the ice will melt. Don't try to read their movements. I'm iced up.
That's a miss. On target 6.
Bandits are in the clouds.
Missile launched.
I'm buying dinner for anyone who takes down an enemy.
There's a bar I want to try.
You're doing good. Just 2 more. Show up on the radar.
One to go. Let's get through this without any casualties.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
The current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? We should be close.
Yep.
Bombs away!
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. Being attacked by enemy aircraft! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
Vehicle down.
Target lock! Fire!
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters, so the whole base is gone! Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle! Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now! The enemy's barely resisting. This is easy money, so grab it while you can. I got him. He's mine.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours. The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier Kestrel 2 was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces. If that's true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
H2, begin takeoff sequence. You're cleared for launch. H2 is away. H2, specified altitude reached. Restrictions lifted. Good luck.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Golem 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we can wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins. Enemy reinforcements. I don't like these odds.
Mage 2, bandit down. Excellent work.
Don't let those jerks steal your kill. Craft 3, bailing out! We have them on the run. Don't let up.
Fox 3, Fox 3!
I lost control! Careful, there's a real demon in there.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn. They got me!
3 remaining.
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
Missile away.
The flag is open. Delta 2, move in.
Fox 2. Mage 2 baited on your 6.
Damn, he got away. This one's fine.
Star warning. Star warning.
Golem 1, Black 2. They got me. Eject!
We got this. We can't recover.
We need reinforcements now! It's chow time. Golem 1, Fox 2.
Enemy command is saying, why did they pull out?
Missile closing, evading.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Where'd he go?
Missile away.
Nice kill.
1 remaining.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Locked.
Once the enemy gets behind me, that's your chance to take them out.
Roger that.
Break it, break it, break it! Target acquired.
Got you, Fox 2.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
Seems to be crazy to pick a fight with us. A rabid dog would know better.
Missile incoming! Evade! Break! Break!
Wait, what the hell?
Caution, missile!
Caution! Caution, a large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
Missile.
UAV's closing.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
You guys can hear me. Delta 1. I'm sure about that monster.
Zero.
Just waiting for mission command.
Missile.
You'll live through this, Trigger.
Watch out, we're surrounded.
These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Damn, they're agile. There's too many of them.
These guys will go down easy.
Break, now!
Missile.
All aircraft, no change in game plan.
Missile. Missile.
Destroy the Arsenal bird.
What is that thing? God help us. God, I'm just keeping up with the drone.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
I can't get a read on these bandits. They're dodging everything I throw at them.
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird. What's going on here?
Missile.
Golem 3, missile, evade!
Missile. Missile.
Head overhead.
Missile.
Locked on!
Skeleton 1. Commander, hold on. They got me.
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost.
Missile.
Skeleton 2, take over command.
Missile. Zero.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron needs help. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Verifying the situation.
Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
Can't reach the Arsenal bird.
It's not
Golem 3, Golem 2's hit! Status report.
Missile. Missile.
Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3, break! Break! Missile!
Focus your fire, Golem Squadron.
We lost another friendly!
Skeleton 3's lost.
They just keep coming. What's the plan?
Missile. Missile.
Where's that report?
Missile.
Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority.
How'd that happen?
What the hell? Caution, all aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there!
Breaking!
Evade! Control ground! I'm breaking up!
Skeleton 2 lost.
We got incoming!
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Brilliant observation. If they knew it earlier, more of us would have survived the hearing.
Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copied that. Returning home.
Stall warning.
Missile headed for a friendly. Lockdown hostile. That's it, baby. Come to Poppy.
Mage 2, UAV down. Retreating aircraft, leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe.
Yowza. That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show them any mercy.
Mage 2, locked. More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
Going for the loner. My status is fine. Affirmative.
This is Gargoyle 1, leading Operation Airspace with Golem 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare Prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
One bandit. SU-30.
Gargoyle 1, caution, missile!
It's blinking.
Skykeeper, Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Golem 2, status report.
Fair warning.
Just talk to me.
I'm against an SU-30. Orange wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run!
Red Golem and Gage Squadron Eagles. They'll pull through.
Get your asses out.
Missile headed for friendly!
Damn it, I can't break away.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fourth-grade aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
Detonate. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared. I'm scared.
This is not good. Brody, break off. UAV destroyed. Yeah!
Target was not struck.
Not on my watch.
Does main squadron still have their hot shot? Then we just might make it out. Don't look back, just have faith. Golem and Mage, we owe you a debt. And we'll pay it.
Mage 2,
That a boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing.
Mage squadron, get those things off my ass.
I'm tied up now. Trigger, can you help him? The longer it takes, the worse our odds of getting out of here are. Machines don't get tired.
A few seconds could mean life or death for them. Hurry up. I know. All we can do is fly away as fast as we can.
Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. The weak get eaten.
Golem 2, get a hold of yourself. Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
Mage 2, support! Somebody! Support!
Bandit is down.
Golem 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got Brownie?
Afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry. All UAVs have been splashed.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
H2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach. The deck is clear. H2, you are cleared for landing. Lower your speed. 3,000 to carrier. H2, bank right. 1,500 to carrier. H2, lower your nose. You're too high. Perfect, Mage 2. I knew you'd be back. Now return to base.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Golem and the other base's squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Golem 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Enemy reinforcements. I don't like these odds.
Mage 2, bandit down. Excellent work.
Don't let those jerks steal your kill. Grand 3, bailing out! We have them on the run. Don't let up.
Fox 3, Fox 3!
I'm hit! I lost control! Careful, there's a real demon in there.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
They got me!
3 remaining.
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
Missile away.
That flank is open. Skeleton 2, move in.
Golem 4, Fox 2. Mage 2, bandit on your 6.
Damn, he got away! This one's fine.
Golem 4, Fox 2.
They got me! Did you? We shot this. We can't recover. We need reinforcements now!
It's chow time. Golem 1, Fox 2.
Flag is pulling out.
Missile closing, evading. Fox 2.
Where'd he go?
Missile away.
Nice kill.
1 remaining.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Locked.
Once the enemy gets behind me, that's your chance to take them out.
Roger that.
Breaking! Target acquired. Got this, Fox 2.
Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
Seems to be crazy to pick a fight with us. A rabid dog would know better.
Missile incoming! Evade! Break!
Wait, what the hell?
Caution! Missile!
Caution! A large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
UAV's closing.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the Arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
You guys will run this Skeleton 1. What do we do about that monster?
We're just waiting for mission command.
We'll live through this, Trigger.
Watch out, we're surrounded!
These guys are definitely a step above the last drones.
Damn, they're agile. There's too many of them.
These guys will go down easy.
Break! Now!
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the Arsenal bird.
What's this, that thing? God help us. It's hard enough just keeping up with the drones.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
I can't coordinate all these bandits. They're dodging everything I throw at them.
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird. What's going on here?
Golem 3, missile, evade!
Enemy right overhead.
Locked on!
Skeleton 1, hit 6, Commander. You got me!
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2,
copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3, break!
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure.
Here he comes. Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. But he was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations. It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole. If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing a stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared. I bet you're wondering, if Aruja lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Erusian princess rallying her people on the Erusian national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches, and that made her seem even more charming. You could say her charm was like a virus. Whenever she'd point out stuff that was wrong with Osia, the prisoners in here went nuts. Hell, if anyone knew how messed up Osia was, it was the prisoners. They'd shout, "Burn Osia down." No way am I just gonna sit here and rot away in this hellhole. Dark blue. Instead of building fake-ass planes to trick Aruja, I'm gonna build one that'll really take off. You can count on that.
As As proved by the failure of our previous strategy, the Arsenal birds have bolstered the enemy's anti-air network. This will be difficult to overcome. However, we still need to get swiftly to the space elevator no matter what it takes. Someone there is counting on us. The hero of the Circum-Pacific War and the man who spearheaded the construction of the space elevator. Osia's former president, Mr. Harling. Mr. Harling was inspecting the elevator when the war broke out. He's been classified as missing since the elevator was taken over by the Erusian forces. However, according to the latest intel, a military officer accompanying Mr. Harling hid him inside the facility. Both are waiting for a chance to escape. Enemy anti-air radar network has been set up around the space elevator. It's likely a large squadron would be detected. We will send a single aircraft through the network and send in a rescue team soon after. A number of anti-air radars have been set up around the space elevator. However, our reconnaissance suggests their network is weakest along the southeastern coast of Selatapura, so we can elude the enemy's observation. There are a lot of rain clouds this time of year. Flying through the clouds will enable us to stay hidden from their radar. If you happen to be detected by their radar, we will be forced to abort the mission. The lone pilot who will head up this strategy is you, Trigger. After you bust through, secure the rescue craft's landing zone by taking out the anti-air weapons. Gollum and others will arrive shortly for support. Provide escort for Mr. Harling's craft after rendezvous. Good luck out there, everyone.